We're sitting here with our client of the month, Andrew Watson. Is your last name, right? Andrew Watson. He's going to be our December client of the month, and he'll be on our podcast feature. So I'll just ask him a few series of questions, and take it from there. So, what made you come to Ratio?
I was referred by a friend, by a trainer that you have by the name of Chuki. I had never know any knowledge of you guys, but she was recommended real highly, so I figured I'd come and and see what it was about, and I was blown away by the professionalism and the presentation. So I figured, hey, let me give it a shot.
Yeah, you actually answered my next question. I was going to ask, what was the thing that made you? One thing to be recommended is another thing for something to grab you and say, this is where I need to be.
I like to be not only the professionalism, but the knowledge and the attention to detail when I did my first workout. It's like usually my first workout when I was working with another trainer, he'd just tell me what we were doing. He'd be over there and I'd be over here and I'd be doing this and doing that. But she was just like right there, making sure that my technique was what it needed to be, instead of just telling me what to do and then just hoping I knew what to do or thinking I knew what to do or whatever the case may be. It was the attention to detail to me, and the lack of the BS. It's like the business approach. That's what got me, the approach to business.
What type of progress have you made since you've been there?
I've made more progress here than I did in half the time, because I guess it's like the attention to detail and the technique. I know the work ethic is one thing, but you can work hard, but if you're not doing it right, you're not going to get the results. Then not only that, the nutrition program, I think for me, the eating helped me a lot with the way I've been eating. I think that helped me with the weight loss, and I'm thoroughly satisfied. That's why I'm here.
And she don't play, do she?
No comment. She's going to see this, so no comment.
Y'all hear that? Y'all know he must mean yes by that, okay? So
the greatest trainer of all time. I'll just say that, in my opinion.
So what are your future goals?
To continue on. I'm looking at long term. I'm not looking at like a month or so. I'm gonna commit myself and just going. I'm looking forward to the results that I expect to have by the end of the year. This is December, so I'm not looking for anything or setting any expectations. I just want to show up, listen to my directive, and see where I'm at in a year. I'm gonna give myself a year.
Okay. All right. So tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do for a living? How old you are? How many kids? Any of that personal information.
Well, I have 5 daughters. I own a trucking company and a event space.
Okay, what's the name of your event space? Let's give you a little publicity.
Okay, Eastside Events, located in Chicago Heights on State Street.
And what do y'all do that hold all type of events?
It's a rental space. It's a venue. We rent out for personal parties, retirement parties. People have game nights and dinner and a movie. It's a variety of events that people choose to do on their own. I just supply the space, and they pretty much do what it is that they want to do.
Okay. So how long have you been in trucking, and how long have you been in the event planning thing?
I've been driving. I've been associated with a truck since '97. I got my first truck in 2002, and I now have 4 trucks, and I've been trucking since March of '97.
Okay. So what do you enjoy about the trucking industry? Or it pays the bills?
It pays good, but it's like, I like the solitude. You pick up your load, you go, you don't have to work around people. You just get your load, you go where you're going, and you see people when you pick your load up, you see people when you drop your load off, but other than that, you're not working in close proximity to people. You're your own boss, and you out. I like to work kind of on my own anyway. I like to know what I need to do and do it, and trucking allows you to do that.
Oh, okay. So you said now you have 4 trucks. Is that you at your max, or you plan on getting more?
I'm probably going to get 2 more, but I'm waiting on the market to catch up, because right now the rates are low and the fuel is high, and we're in the midst of a recession, so I don't want to have a truck sitting to get a truck, but I intend on doing this and probably just passing it on. I have a son and I have a grandson, so hopefully one of them want to drive and I'm gonna set it in place and I'm gonna slide out the way and just give me a little piece of, you know.
So how many more years you plan on working?
Maybe now, since I'm training, I'm working out better, maybe 3, maybe 4, you know. I can probably retire right now, but it's like, you know, I need the activity because trucking is what's the word that they use? Sedative, or sedimentary lifestyle. So I need to be active and be moving around. I said maybe 3, maybe 4, but it might be 2, depends on if somebody, you know, one of my son decides he wants to get in. I can kind of teach him what to do, and I can just kind of fall back and make sure the paperwork is right and give him a little knowledge, and then just get an allowance. Let him run it, let him give me an allowance. That's my plan. So we all know plans don't always.
Exactly.
So that's the plan.
You know, I talked to you one time and you told me a thing that I didn't even know about you, but I want the people to hear, because a lot of times people just build a life full of excuses. Everything is an excuse. But you had told me at one point the doctor didn't even expect you to walk anymore.
No, I had what they call a cervical myopathy, I had a spinal surgery, and through the grace of God, you know, I went from being bedridden, I couldn't walk. I went from being bedridden to a wheelchair, to a walker, to a cane, to now just a slight limp. But they were saying that, you know, I wasn't gonna walk again.
Now, when they told you you wasn't gonna walk again, did you have it made up in your mind? Yes, I am.
Well, at the time, I was in a relationship and the young lady kind of spared me. She didn't tell me till later on, till I decided that, you know, if I don't do nothing, nothing's gonna happen. They was keeping everything away from me because later on she told me, she was like, I didn't want to tell you that. I didn't want to break your spirit. I want you to give up. So what I did was I just figured, you know, I started getting off the couch and I started doing something after I got off of my pity pot. I went through a series of woe is me, why me, and oh man, this is it. I was, you know, depressed. I didn't do anything, but when I started seeing little small steps that I was accomplishing, I found out it's like a gym. The more I show up, the better the results, and the more stuff I started doing, the more stuff that I found that I could do, and I stopped feeling sorry for myself because, you know, I'm a veteran. So most of my medical treatment came from the VA. And I used to go see other veterans, no legs, no arms, on those little carts, you know, where they blow the tube and move the thing around and they laughing and cracking jokes and, you know, and I'm around here whining because I'm in a wheelchair or got a limp, and these guys don't have limbs with no possible opportunity to change their situation. I had a chance to change my situation. And as time went on, because for the first couple of years, man, I didn't do nothing but mope and feel sorry for myself. But once I started doing something, things started to change. And, you know,
what advice would you give to somebody in the same situation?
My catchphrase that I always say, I tell everybody, you got to throw a punch. You know, you can't win no fight trying to grab somebody and block punches. You got to swing. You know, that's what I was about. Throw a punch. If you fight and throw a punch, you never know. That one punch might change the fight. But if you study doing this and try, you ain't got a chance. You know, offense is your best defense. You know, you got to do what you can, and what you can't do, don't worry about.
So is that what fuels you as far as working out?
Yeah, I figured I had to be physically stronger because I was more concerned down the line with quality of life. You know, so I figure if I don't do this, and it's like right now it's degenerative, so it's like, you know, and that means it's in a constant state of decline. So if I don't stay active and be doing something, the doctor told me it's possible you could be bedridden again because it's like it's in a constant state, you know, of decline. So you know, I have to. He told me to be physically active at least 3 days a week the rest of my life. Well, it's possible, but it's like, you know, I'm just trying to be stronger and just, you know, it's really for me a better quality of life. You know, I got a grandson. I enjoy choking him and, you know, punching him and all. You know, just being able to do some things instead of sitting around and not being. I don't want nobody to have to take care of me. That's not what I want. Yeah. Not so. As long as I can, you know, as long as I come here and listen to you guys and eat right and do what I'm supposed to, I can have a good quality of life.